Heart Eyes is written by Josh Ruben and stars Mason Gooding and Olivia Holt in a rom-com slasher, which is a new genre for me. It's Valentine's Day today, so we thought we'd go and check it out. And I think we have some thoughts. I was fully expecting this to be kind of Friday night crap.
Yeah, I mean, you showed me the trailer a few days ago, and I looked at it and was like, oh Christ, what are we going into? This is awful. Happily surprised though, it was pretty good.
Yeah, I'm really pleasantly surprised. I didn't know it was written by Christopher Landon, and I kind of reflected on the way home that he wrote Happy Death Day, he wrote Freaky, and actually his sense of humour like made that film for me. And I kind of, if I'd known it was him that had written like majority of the film, I probably would have gone with it with a very different view. And you have seen Freaky, I just think you don't remember it.
Yep.
Probably,
right.
You probably haven't seen Happy Death Day, but he's got it's a very dry sense of humour, and it's very, I would say it doesn't try too hard, if that makes sense. And I think this film really worked because the characters were, as silly as this film was, there was something almost like a little bit believable about them in some way. And
yeah, it was very slapstick. I thought the characters, for a film like this, were, you fairly invested in them. I think it was a good mix of just like stupid slapstick humour, and I kind of ended up rooting for all the characters in the end. I was quite surprised at how far I was rooting for them.
Yeah. It's funny. I mean, I generally I have a real love-hate relationship with comedy in horror films. Like a really good comedy horror, I think can be really, really fun and can be really great. If I think to Cocaine Bear or It Chapter 2, they're two more recent horror films where the humour for me absolutely has killed the film, and just the sort of almost like a try-hard feeling of this just isn't funny. And it's look, either pick a scary thing or a funny thing. I thought this actually really, really hit the balance. Mm-hmm. And it's described as more of a rom-com and a slasher. I actually think it does both really well.
Yeah, for sure.
They definitely, the love angle definitely doesn't feel too forced. And as Chris was saying, it definitely felt invested in the characters and kind of their journey.
I think perhaps it's one of those things where it may have strayed into kind of soppier territories, but they did a good job of throwing in a quick skit or a joke or some kind of jump scare to kind of catch you out to stop it straying that far.
Yeah, I thought pacing wise, it really kind of it whipped along nicely. It was a nice we always say that we love a 90-minute film, and I love a nice, quick, fun movie. And yeah, it was just really nicely paced. There was always a sense of I want to kind of know what's going to come next. Mm-hmm. And it was a nice vibe in the cinema actually as well. We were expecting Friday night rowdiness, and actually everyone was kind of in good form. I felt everyone seemed to be really enjoying it and having fun with it, which was just really unexpected. Mm-hmm. I thought the kills were pretty good as well. I think it didn't skimp on the violence for the fact that it's a rom-com comedy type horror. I
mean, I wouldn't go as far as saying Final Destination kind of levels, but especially in the opening part of the film, there was a pretty good kill scene there. That definitely took me by surprise. I was impressed with that. It was a nice gory one.
Yeah, there was a lot of really nice squishy deaths.
Squishy is a good word.
Yeah, very squelchy and visceral, and yeah, it just it didn't really hold back on, and that's why I liked it. I thought the moments of humour were never diminishing from the horror of it, and the characters weren't breaking out of character too much in that respect to be oh, I'm going to be funny now. They just had a really nice chemistry, and all the characters and the actors had just a good balance of I'll be funny, but within the context of kind of the horror that was there. So,
I mean, even some of the minor characters, really stuck with me. There's the lead character's boss at the beginning, definitely stuck with me throughout the film and has a nice kind of return towards the end.
Yeah.
And her best friend who we loved, Monica, oh, ride or die with that. She was wonderful.
So much fun. It was I think that's just the thing is this film, I really enjoyed being in this world. I enjoyed the characters. I enjoyed being with them for the hour and a half that we were. Mm-hmm. And was again invested in. There were times when I'm oh, I hope that side character is going to be all right, and they generally were.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was just very, very unexpected. It was very kind of warm in a weird way and charming. Yeah, charming, I guess, is the word I would use, because I thought it'd be kind of an obnoxious, like, Friday night slasher film with a bit of obnoxious, quippy humour thrown in, and it wasn't. One thing we said actually at the beginning was it really kind of captured that very early 2000s, or sort of, I was saying to Chris, when Scream came out, they did a lot of random horror films, came out with very odd themes. So you had Urban Legend, which was based on urban legends, Cherry Falls, which was based on that kind of play around virginity and sex in horror films, and that virginity got you killed. And then this was just a really fun, all-and-out Valentine's Day slasher that felt like it could have been made in like 2002.
It was very much like the kind of humor, I guess, maybe not all the way this way, but very much the scary movies, American Pie, this kind of just silly, like, laugh out loud moments with surprise elements in it as well.
And I think just we'll wrap up shortly, but I think in terms of the cast, and we've sort of spoken about the side characters, I thought the two leads, obviously we've seen Mason Gooding already in like the Scream sequels, excuse the cat, but I don't know Olivia Holt, but she was really, really good. Like, very, very, like, charismatic, and again, really quite a charming actress. Really looking forward to seeing her in more stuff.
Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah, we enjoyed them, didn't we? So, yeah. So, unexpectedly, I would say this is probably for me a 7.5 out of 10. Like, it's not gonna like change the world of filmmaking. There's no profundity to it, but it was just a really good time, really nicely done, nicely put together, nicely written, and yeah, solid 7.5 out of 10 for me.
Yeah, I think I'll round it up to an 8 just for its category. I think it really took me by surprise and exceeded my expectations given the trailer and the genre of the film. I really enjoyed it. I would definitely watch it again. I'd love to see reactions of my friends to this film.
Yes, this is a good like night in with friends film as well, like especially single friends, because you can watch couples get off, which I think of them would quite enjoy.
Yeah, in fact, I think most of the cinema audience were going for that vibe. And
absolutely,
I think they were satisfied.
Smug couples. So yeah, an unexpected recommendation. One of my favourite horror films I've seen so far this year. It's definitely a cinema film. I was like, it's a really fun night out. So go and catch it while you can, while it's in cinemas. We'll wrap up there, but The Monkey is out next week, so looking forward to seeing that. And we'll be back with you for that one. Catch you soon.